daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the daily Manchester United podcast. I'm your host for this evening, Niall, and I'm joined by Sam. Sam, how are you getting on?
Yeah, really good, mate. Really good. Obviously, in a bit of a break now with the footy, so I think everyone's kind of chilling out for a bit. So yeah, all good.
Good stuff. We were just chatting off air there about Ireland's heroics. Had to get it in there. I mean, you'd swear we won the World Cup, but absolutely incredible scenes. What do you make of it?
I mean, it's just mad, isn't it? It's just absolute mad. Like you couldn't you couldn't write a better script than that. It was literally the last kick of the ball. Literally,
Yeah.
It was mad. It's just mad, and I'd love to see Ireland qualify for the World Cup. I think everyone, whether you're an England fan or Wales fan or whatever, just the fans and the atmosphere. Imagine that over in America in the summer with the Irish fans. It would just be mad.
Incredible.
So we'd have to see, but yeah, I'm sure you get mad. Bro.
No, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like the amount of videos just going around now at the moment of it is just incredible. And yeah, I mean, surely we just should be allowed to qualify for the World Cup now. We don't have to go through these playoff games, but that's the way it is, unfortunately. But England are high flying anyway. A dull 2-0 win against Albania there yesterday. But you were chatting about how, we mentioned it loads actually, how there's no United boys involved in them, but kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I think it is, to be honest. And on England, I actually don't mind the way we're playing, to be honest. I actually really like it. Obviously, yeah, I do like it. I think we play good football at times. And I think, yeah, you're going to have games like this where, okay, we're not the most exciting, but 2-0 away from Albania, it's a decent result. We haven't conceded a goal this whole qualifying. So it's one of them. I think we're not always going to have exciting games and win. So yeah, and then I mean on the sort of no United players, that is one observation I was making yesterday actually when watching the game, and almost like I was torn because of course I always want to see the United boys in action for our country and playing at the international stage, and also it sort of shows where our club's at if we don't have any United players in the England team, because we always have done. So it shows the sort of state as a club we're at the minute. But on the other hand, I was also thinking, players are picking up injuries and knocks here and there. Saka picked up a knock yesterday. I know Arsenal already have Gabriel and someone else out because of internationals now. And really, England could play their C team and still beat some of the teams that are playing. Mm-hmm. So am I too bothered that right now there's no England United players in the England side? Not really. Come the World Cup, though, that's where I would hope, obviously, some United boys do get in there. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't, to be honest. Well, yeah. Maybe Maguire, maybe Kobbie Mainoo if some miracle happens. And if you can... Well, Rashford, technically, he's our boy, so we'll see.
Yeah, they're always tough international breaks. I'm sure at the end of it, we'll do a proper roundup of the United players. But came across an article on the website, Manchester United website, by Adam Marshall. Which former Red would make the best wing back? Obviously, we mentioned it before on our episode previous, Sam, where in the past we've kind of gone out and transferred in specific kind of 3 at the back or 5 at the back players and specialized positions. This article is kind of looking at former kind of wingers and fullbacks that might need to be able to shoehorn into this system. So yeah, a couple of interesting ones here. I'm sure we'll go through and have a bit of a chat. First one which I thought was interesting was Ryan Giggs, either on the right hand side or the left hand side. I mean, flair player, so forward thinking. Do you reckon he could track back at all?
I mean, not for me, that one. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, amazing going forward. And don't get me wrong, he did track back and put a shift in, but as a fullback, I mean, hey, it could work, but probably there's better natural options, I would say.
Mm-hmm. He was decent in when he kind of got older, playing in that central midfield position, and kind of has a good reading of the game, which I think would help. But then I think just if you're thinking of Giggs in his prime bombing forward, I just can't imagine him wanting to even think about helping out the left back too much. And if it was just on him, it would be nearly restricting what he could do going forward as well. Like, kind of reminds me of his younger self, of kind of the electric kind of pace off the mark that Ahmad has. But I think Ahmad obviously doesn't have the same stature as him, so he's doing whatever he can to stay in the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, Giggs would definitely have something to say about it if he had to shift into that role.
I mean, saying that, who would you rather have left wing back right now, Ryan Giggs or Delor? So
I'd rather you at left wing back than
yeah,
Dallo, to be
yeah,
fair.
you know what I mean. Like, I definitely prefer Ryan Giggs there right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be hard to compare to what we have now, because what we have now isn't great, especially on the left hand side. So
An interesting one I thought as well they brought up was Anthony Elanga. I mean,
yeah,
were you a fan of Elanga when he was at United?
yeah, I liked him. I thought everything I did about Alanga than I do now. To be honest, my opinion hasn't changed. That he's a very skillful player. He's a quick player. He's great on the break. I don't think he's sort of the elite wingers
Yeah, yeah.
in the Prem, but I think he's a very decent winger. And if you're asking me, would I want Elanga now at United? Definitely. I don't think he would start
No.
necessarily, because I don't think he could play in the fullback positions. But if you're asking me to bring him off the bench with 20 minutes to go, then yeah, I'm bringing him on.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't think he's, as the article might suggest, I don't think he would play in the wing back positions. I think if he played for us now, I think he'd be, on the right or off the left. But I'd definitely still take him in the squad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't too disappointed when he was let go, I suppose. Obviously, his raw pace is absolutely ridiculous. Like, he's rapid. You've seen that for Forest last season, and then bits and pieces for Newcastle as well this season. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he'd start, but you'd want him as kind of a squad player. But we've kind of noticed with United players over the last while that as soon as they're not starting, they want to leave, and they're not kind of happy to be squad players. We've seen it with Manu and Xerxes and stuff like that there. So hopefully it's kind of going to improve where people are happy to be part of a successful team and getting kind of odd games here and there. And of course, it doesn't help when you get knocked out against Grimsby, so you're taking more
Yeah,
games away. But yeah, seems to be the way things are at the moment.
I think with me, I know there's been a lot of talk about recent United players leaving and doing well and all of this. And there's sort of three categories, in my opinion, in terms of the players who I'm glad they left and I wouldn't want them back, even though they're doing quite well. The likes of Anthony's and, well, Sancho's not doing well.
Yeah,
But when
exactly.
people say, "Oh, you should bring Anthony back," I don't
No,
want
no,
Anthony back.
no.
But then you've got the middle, where I would go the Elangas of the world, the Rashfords, where I'd take them as squad players. I don't necessarily think they would start for United right now, but I also think it was a slight mistake selling or letting these players play elsewhere. So I think that is somewhere in the middle. And then there's only one player for me who I would definitely take right now, who would start and go right into the starting 11, and it was definitely a mistake selling him, is Scott McTominay. And I think he's, in my opinion, that one that you go, that hurts, because he would start for United right now. He's doing amazing things for Napoli. He was a player of the year last year. That one stings for me. Whereas the others are a bit like Rashford, Elanga would be nice to have, but it doesn't really hurt me. And the Antonys, the Sanchos, they're good riddance. So yeah, I have nothing against Elanga, and in part he probably was hard done by the way we just carelessly let him go on the cheap, and everything that he's done for the club, and an academy graduate, and to see him sort of leave so easily like that is a bit disappointing. And that's why I don't want to see the same mistake done with Mainu, because that one would go into the category of McTominay, where if we got rid of Mainu, that would hurt. So
Yeah.
yeah, but Elanga, decent player.
Yeah. Where do you think if you're saying McTominay would come back into the starting team, where would you play him in the current system?
I'd try him next to Bruno, and I don't think, and I know he's not a natural six, and we tried him when he was as a six, and it didn't work. But I also think, as an eight, I think what I would do is try him next to Bruno, and then if that didn't work, you would have to push Bruno further forward into either the right or the left, and drop potentially Sesko out, play Mbuemo down the middle, Cunha and Bruno, and then play McTominay. And then, we still haven't fixed the sixth position, but I'd much rather now, to be honest, and this sounds harsh on Sesko, but I'd much rather have McTominay, Casemiro, Bruno, and Mbuemo Cunha. Because for me, like, that's class. And then you fix the six. But either way, I think McTominay is now at a level where you go, wow, at the number 8 position, the box to box, he's an elite level midfielder, and I truly believe that. I just think he was so underused, and he was a lot younger at United, so it was a mix of the system didn't help him. We played him in the wrong position, and also he's still maturing as a player. Where now he's in his prime. Now he's there. So if we brought him back, I mean, he would. In my opinion, I just don't see how that doesn't work, to be honest.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting one. I don't think there's like a direct position for him, but obviously the confidence he's taken and the transformation he's had in just a year at Napoli has been ridiculous. So,
I do think it is circumstance as well. It was the right time for him to move on and like discover other football that isn't Manchester United. I feel like when a player has been at a club for so long, sometimes they need to play elsewhere just as a bit of a break from the whole atmosphere, the way the club plays football, and they need that lessons. Look at Rashford. I'm sure he's learning so much to play with the likes of Pedri, De Jong, the Spanish way of playing. Mm-hmm. And it must improve you as a player because you know how to play the United way, the English sort of way, the Premier League. You go to another league, you learn a different style of play. And especially when you're as young as McTominay is, he's 26, 27. So he's in his prime years now. So that's why I think you see a player sort of just flourish when they're in the right circumstance, the right timing, under the right manager. You know, it makes sense. So
yeah. No, it's a good point. I think everything kind of fell into place for him. They've just found the perfect position for him with the right manager, like you said. So, delighted for him, to be honest. To be honest, I hope he doesn't come back because he seems to be having the time of his life in Italy. So, let's see anyway. But we'll take a quick break there and be back with a few more names that they pulled out in this article for possible wingback roles.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Your body is unique, and Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalized supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimize your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now. Your body is unique. And Global Sports.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Another name that played at right back for us, but also played right midfield and kind of moved back, I suppose, a bit later on in his career, Antonio Valencia.
Yeah, he's the boy. He is the exact name that as soon as we started this episode, I was like, if you don't say Antonio Valencia, I'm going to pull my hair out because he would be the perfect person in this system right now. He can bomb forward, join the attack, score some goals, but also at the back, he's solid. He's such a good defender. I mean, he'd literally be perfect. there's other names on the list. We can stop right now because we found the perfect one.
Well, we've definitely got the right wing back sorted anyway. Like, so no, I think I would agree. I mean, just first trait you need for this position is just ridiculous athleticism, like just to be able to get up and down the pitch, and for him to have such kind of tenacity in his defending as well as looking to kind of beat players on the outside. I think he'd cause defenses absolute carnage as well. If you have Mbeumo on looking to cut in and Valencia overlapping, like who do you go with? Like just the raw pace and power on that side is incredible. And yeah, he kind of had that move where he never, when he was on the right hand side, he'd kind of stand up the defender and just kind of kick it past them. There's nothing really you could do about it. There wasn't much skill involved, but it was so effective. So,
and do you know what? Like such a underappreciated and forgotten player as well. No one ever really. I don't hear any other rival fans ever talk about Antonio Valencia.
No.
United fans, I wouldn't say he goes forgotten, but he is a sort of for like streets won't forget type player.
Yeah.
Where like he was such a baller. Like even when he played, I don't think he got the appreciation that he deserved. And think of his longevity. So he was in the squad when, definitely when we won Sir Alex's last title when he retired. He was definitely in that squad. And then I remember him a couple seasons ago scoring in the FA Cup at the Emirates. He scored, and I remember Pogba played, Martial played, Lingard played, and Valencia scored then. And I think our manager was Ole. So Valencia's longevity from Fergie's last season to under Ole, that must be a good, 6-7 years. So that man played and played with his heart on his chest, loved United, and now, I don't know, he surely can't still be playing, can he?
No, I'm having a look here now. So I think he's retired, but Sam, do you want to know how many years he played for United?
I'm gonna go 7.
10 years he was at the club.
It's mad.
It's madness. 241 appearances. Like it's so many.
I mean, maybe in the legend category, to be honest. We could be talking about a bit of a legend. I mean, he played for United for a decade. If that's like, come on, what more do you want?
Yeah. No, it's great. I'm looking at his transfer market here. This is so funny. It's like main position right back, other positions right midfield, right wing. So it's just 3 dots on the right hand side. It's like, do not move him from this position.
And he was almost like a Dharma Traore before Dharma Traore.
Yeah.
He was a beast and he was quick. So when he got running, you can't stop him because he was a beast. Like, and as you said, like he had no left foot. So you knew what he was doing. You just couldn't stop it. He would either just like stand you up and knock it past you and run, or just like stand you up, flick it, cross. It'll float across and goal.
Yeah. No, it was incredible. It really was. Like, just looking at his stats here. Remember him at Wigan as well, just before United signed him? Absolute machine. One season at Wigan, United snapped him up straight away. And you mentioned the longevity, incredible. I mean, he's given like old school kind of Dumfries, like where he plays that right wing back so well for Inter, that he'd be an absolute animal for United at the moment. We'll go for one more name here. Let me have a look, see who else. I mean, there's a couple of others. Obviously, Dennis Irwin, incredible.
And by the way, that's going to annoy me now. That FA Cup game where Valencia scored, I remember they had Czech in goal. We played in our black kit, I think, and Lingard scored and danced again because he always dances at the Emirates. But sorry, that was playing on my because that like every time I look back at that squad, it's just Martial, Pogba, Lingard, Rashford, Valencia, Herrera. It was like,
but we look back at it with road, like we were pulling our hair out watching those guys. Like we look back at it when you look at the compilation, you're like, oh my god, they're incredible.
Like on paper, those players are so exciting. Like Lingard and Rashford, felt like Lingard and Rashford were like in their prime at that point under Ole. And I was watching it. I still stand by. I was speaking to my brother the other day because Ole just went onto the overlap on Gary Neville's podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that episode.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, I watched it, and I still stand by the statement that I made a couple of weeks ago after the Brentford game, where if Almiron got sacked tomorrow, I would take Ole back until the end of the season, because that man, you can tell, not only loves United, but loves making players feel appreciated.
Yeah.
And when he came in and started his interim and then went, all the vibes around our squad, I've never seen anything like it post Fergie, where everyone was just popping the ball around, pop, 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 pop. We had like young players, Rashford, Lingard, Martial, Pogba. They were all just like in their flow state, literally. And then Ollie was just like, and there was no pressure on Ollie as well. He literally came in and we were like, mate, you can do what you want. And then we like beat Cardiff 5-0, PSG, blah, blah, blah. It's like crazy.
Yeah, no, I would tend to agree. Like, I mean, that COVID season, because like there's just no fans and everything, but they were like, every time you put on the TV, absolute box office, they were scoring 3-4 goals a game. Like the last few years, we haven't been able to score more than 1 or 2.
Yeah, like I remember we beat Southampton that COVID season, like 9-2, was it?
Yeah, I think it's a record.
Yeah, it's literally, I think it's the joint record.
Is it joint record? Yeah.
I think it is, yeah. But yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Like looking back at like, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think we are also just like a product of also the league at the time as well. Like I feel like now the Premier League is still very much entertaining, but it's also very tactical. Whereas back then it was like the shitter teams or bad teams were
bad. Yeah,
and the good teams were like really good, and there was like no in between.
Well, that was like the last couple of seasons too, but this season the promoted teams are ridiculous. Like
now it's like, now it's very, very entertaining
because the promoted teams have gone, let's not try and play out from the back. Let's get the biggest fellas on the pitch possible, and we're going to stay up. And they're like,
but that's good, because now it's making more entertaining games.
Oh yeah,
because it's like how it used to be, where like promoted, as you said, promoted teams this season have come up and gone, nah, we're going to play how we want to play. We're not going to like try and be something we're not, like passing it out from back. Like the nonsense we saw last season. Southampton, of Leicester. Like Faust and Vestergaard are two of the worst centre-backs to ever play in the Premier League, and you're trying to play like Man City. Like, just boot it up to the big man and get a knock on and score. Like,
just buy Troy Parrott and Scales. It's not that hard. Like, so
exactly. Ireland aren't trying to be Pep Guardiola. They know what they're doing. Man.
It's so funny though. Like, I was listening to another podcast today about the Irish game, and they were like, it's like the football world it swings like a pendulum, and United or Ireland have just kind of waited until it comes back to long balls. They're like, oh, we're cool again, so then we're going to do long throw-ins and long balls.
I mean, this is how we were successful, right? Fergie all the way through, right? It wasn't this pass.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Give me 4-4-2 and score the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, what are your opinions, by the way, on the long throw? Because it's crazy.
I love it. It's
crazy.
I love it. Like, honestly, I remember, I think Wenger, Wenger was on like the board of UEFA or FIFA or something, trying to bring on all these rules. Wenger wanted to bring in a rule to get rid of throw-ins and to be able to just kick it in, because of you were nearly at a disadvantage having to throw the ball because like you're not really under control of it. But like, I kind of agree with him. Like you're throwing the ball and your man's receiving it normally has someone right underneath him. Yeah. You play it back and then the fullback plays it backwards anyway. So you're not getting any benefit from it. You're just keeping the ball.
Or you're just aimlessly throwing it down the line.
Yeah. Even that, if it's a long throw in and you're like, you pick up the ball quickly and throw it down the line and get some yardage. Like I love that. But that's like, I think it's from Irish football, to be honest. It's like you're cheering if the ball goes out of touch in the territory.
That's true. I say that because, like, as a kid, you're taught if there's no options, just throw it down the line.
Yeah.
Hopefully, their player will like head it out again.
Exactly. So you get 20 meters.
Yeah.
But then what I hate is now that players are forced to throw it in when they can't throw the ball. Like, so then some of them are throwing it. Like I'm going back to the Ireland game, but there was Festy was trying to throw the ball in, and like, he could not throw the ball. It was like, surely there's someone else. Like Jacob Ryan was already off, but it's annoying when Jacob Ryan, 6'6", is your best thrower of the ball. That's just not going to make any sense. But I do love it, to answer your question.
I love it as well, because that's the thing. Like, if you have a guy who can throw it long on your team, why not use it? Like, it makes complete sense. Like, Brentford's guy, is his name? I can't remember what his name is now, but his throws are amazing. They're lasers, like, great, and so like, just they're not loopers, they're just direct.
But they're more dangerous than corners, like. They are, because the trajectory of the ball, like you said, is way more dangerous, and there's no offside. So you just absolutely pile in on top of the keeper if you can throw it far enough. Like, and they're like, when you look back at that Stoke team, I didn't realize actually how many goals they scored from, because I saw a compilation recently and I was like, I thought it was like 3 against Arsenal, and now it's like 15 or 16 goals. Like,
teams used to kick it out for a corner.
Corner.
Like, there was a video I saw like last week where like a goalkeeper I think it was for Hull or something, just like didn't know what to do and just like kicked out for a corner. It's like, what have we come to? But it's like, it's amazing. It's
come back. It's great.
It's absolutely amazing. So
Roy Delap should come out of retirement and just sub him on for a few throw-ins, like, because it's honestly such a weapon.
I mean, I guess I'm a bit of a hypocrite, because I love the long throw-ins and I love teams using them. But at the same time, when I'm watching Arsenal and every goal ever they score is from a set piece,
I think it's more of an Arsenal issue than a long throw-in.
Don't get me wrong, I don't like Arsenal at the best of times.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching them and they're playing this fancy Nancy football, thinking they're like Barcelona, and then they're like, all right, lads, it's like the 70th minute. Yeah, let's go get a corner. And you can almost guarantee, because they're that good at corners, Saka and Declan Rice, I swear to God, in my life, I've never seen better corner kick takers than those. Where you can guarantee that there's going to be a chance. So it's like, look, I love long throws, but then I guess I'm a bit of a hypocrite when I'm like, I hate the way Arsenal score goals. But I think the issue with that one is I don't mind them scoring corners. I just wish they could accept that the only way they score is corners. Because every time I speak to Arsenal people, they're like, no, we play really good football.
Exactly.
But, okay, that doesn't count for anything if you can't score. And if it wasn't for a corner or a free kick or a cross, it's like, I don't know.
And they keep buying. Like, they've bought like an unbelievable player now in every position. Yeah. And they still just score from corners and throw-ins.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not arguing they don't have an unbelievable team and they do play really good football. I'm not arguing that. But I also would like you to accept that, like, you just only score set piece. You're a set piece team, and you're going to set piece the league. You're going to win the league off set pieces. And fair enough, I'm a United fan, so I would take the bloody league if I scored corners every game, mate. But at the same time, like, it annoys me maybe out of jealousy.
Own it. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. Well, I like the end of that episode, Sam. I think it was a nice little rant on throw-ins and Arsenal. Always good to get them in as well. So, we'll have a few more episodes this week. Obviously, wrapping up the international break as well, and we'll have a couple of previews as well going for the game Bournemouth on Monday night. You were saying
Monday,
big game, big game. Anyway, let's see how we get on. Sam, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.